So, einen wunderschönen Tag. Victor, 60 Minuten und heute zu Gast Jonny Lang. Johnny, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I have to ask you, how are you? I just heard that you're on tour since November 16th and the show that will never end.
Yes. Yes, it's the tour that doesn't end. Yeah, I mean, we have a new album out, so...
Science!
Yeah. It's called Signs, and we're promoting that, and, you know, we're always more busy when promoting a record, you know. There it is.
If we are talking of promotion, we can start with it. Signs, a new CD from Jonny Lang. It was released in September, I think.
Yes. Yep.
In September here in Germany. And I started out as a blues fan. And the first 2 or 3 tunes I was listening to, I said, wow, I love that. It's back to the roots, very raw, and it's a kind I love to listen to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, honestly, it's my personal taste, but that was really, really cool. I read a lot of what you wanted to be raw, but what gave you the idea to go back to the roots? Why did you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose. I just, I had really no idea what we were going to do. I knew that I wanted it to sound a little bit more sort of raw and older, you know, sometimes, and just try to have a little bit of like the old kind of blues production stuff in there, like Howlin' Wolf, and that, just try to make that, you know, get that energy in the studio. But other than that, we just wrote songs and went in and recorded them, and didn't really give much thought to guiding the style of it. It just happened how it happened. So,
if the song surprised you, or if you didn't know what you're going to do, so normally you have an idea what you're going to play, what you're going to record, and normally you have a kind of planning. Do we have a kind of planning, or we just have an idea, or we're jamming and see what comes out, what is developing?
Well, this time the guys in the band, we would just sit in the main control room in the studio and then play a song on acoustic guitar, and they would write their chart maybe, and then that's it, and then go learn the song and go record it, and just try to let them interpret it the way they want to, and it usually turns out much better than I had imagined when I do that, or when they do that. So yeah, they're amazing musicians, and yeah, they're a big reason for the sound of the record.
Yeah. Let me start out with a standard I love to ask. Every CD is special, you record, otherwise you wouldn't record it. And is there something that is special for you on this record? Whatever it is, a situation, playing with, or doing that, or a song, is there something special with it? I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Well, there's a song called Singing Songs at the end of the record, and it's a song that Dwan Hill and I wrote. He plays keys on the record, but we wrote it like maybe 8 or 9 years ago, and on the bus one day, and we hadn't finished the lyrics for it, so we finished it with Drew and Shannon, who helped me produce the record, and yeah, we just kind of finished it at the last minute and recorded it. I didn't think it would ever be a song that would be on one of our records because it's very different, but I'm pretty proud of that song. Got to arrange strings and stuff like that, and I'd never done that before either. So, in
which way is it different?
Well, stylistically, Singing Songs it's pretty different from the rest of the record. It's more I don't know. It's not like a rock and roll song or a blues song, you know. It's kind of got like a film movie soundtrack kind of feel to it, I think, if I was to put a label on it.
Mm-hmm. A very personal question in a way. Style, and Jonny Lang, you started all with blues, and everyone said, oh, why is doing soul? And did you ever care about style? To you play your music, you compose your music, you record your music, and you don't think about styles. Do you?
No, I really don't. I probably should more, just for being smart for my career. But yeah, I really enjoy Well, most of the joy of music for me is having that process be like that, where it's just very free and open, and you go in the studio and just see what happens. And it seems like the more I plan things, the worse they go. So, anyway, so yeah.
It's always a curse and it's a gift. Lie to me. What did it do for you or to you?
Lie to Me, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was our first single and first release, and was probably the vehicle that got me started out. So I'm very thankful for it, and I don't mind I don't mind playing it every night, but I think it's one of those songs will probably always be in the set.
I think it allowed you to do a lot, because it opened doors. There was surely money in it, and because of this song, you can do what you love to do.
Yes.
Can I say this?
Yes, I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
If I listen to music, and especially to English music or to lyrics that are in English, for me, the voice is more kind of instrument. I don't listen to the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a part, and later on, then I have to read what the people are saying. It happens to be in German as well.
Sure, sure.
And I was surprised. About yourself, you said you're not interested in politics, nothing, and there's certain things. I am allowed to say that. In a way, you are pissed. You're very concerned about certain things. You can hear that on the CD. Is this right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. It's not really frustration or anger that I'm trying to portray with those songs, and they're not political at all. I think some of the lyrics match with some of the events that are happening in the world. So
very diplomatic.
It was a very well. We wrote the songs before any of that stuff happened. So
yeah.
So it's not directly about those things, but it is interesting that it correlates with it. But yeah, no, I really. They're more about just sort of trying to tell stories that maybe people can relate to, and that's really the only goal I have if I'm trying to get across a message. It's only one of trying to meet you where you're at, and hopefully this song can help you feel better. That's really all I'm thinking about when I'm writing a song.
Another very very hard question. Perhaps it doesn't work out, but. Normally, you use a title for a CD, science. It sounds good, but if you choose a word, there's also a reason behind it. Was there a reason behind for you, or you just said, "Oh, science is a good name," and later on it became, it was related to that? What is the relation to the CD, or what does science stand for you?
Well, it's basically just because there's the song Signs on the record, and I felt like that song was probably the centerpiece, or it sets the context for the rest of the record, I guess. And I always try to come up with a title for a record, and then I run out of time, and I can't think of anything to say, so I end up picking one of the songs to name the record after. So. Yeah, I always think I'm gonna, be able to come up with something clever, and it never works.
Something else, when I prepared for the interview, I read a lot, and especially I listened or read interviews, and somewhere you say from Lie to Me and the 60s, it's a kind of arc, yeah. In a way, he's still growing up. That's what I was thinking. Am I right with that?
Yes, I hope so. I hope I am. I hope I'm always. I definitely feel like I know so little still about music and songwriting, and how to relate to people with it. And the more, it's one of those things, the more you learn about it, the less you know, the less you discover you know.
I know that I know nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's such a vast thing to explore, art. So. Yeah, I'm thankful that I get to do it for a living.
But what are you referring to if you say the more I know or the less I know? What are you referring to?
Just about music.
Music?
Yeah, just...
What is it? You learn, you're playing, let's say you're a bit capable. You know how to handle guitar, you're quite successful. So you learned a lot. What is it that you don't know?
Oh, I can't tell you because I don't know. No. Well, I mean, I get to be around great musicians a lot, and so it just always blows my mind how there's always somebody that is capable of doing something you've never seen or conceived of before, and so that happens a lot. You know, I see, man, get blown away by somebody's talent, and in those moments you discover, man, I really don't know as much as I thought I did.
It's an incredible opportunity to learn something, to change something.
Yes, yeah. I mean, just the guys in the band, Jim, Anton, the bass player. I mean, his knowledge of music is just crazy. I've known him for over a decade, and I'm still learning things from him. So, yeah. But it's great. I'm very thankful I get to be around people like that.
Yeah. In a way, you are gifted. You are allowed to make a living of the things you love to do. In a way, I'm gifted too. I'm allowed to talk to you, to listen to concerts later and everything. So I'm very thankful as well for those things. Now I forgot my next questions. Yes, you said one of your dreams was to play with Stevie Wonder, and they fulfilled the dreams. Are there new dreams? Have you got new dreams now?
Well, I got to play a song in front of Stevie Wonder. I never got to actually jam with him. So, and that was terrifying. I don't even remember what happened. I was so scared.
Why that? Is he so...
I don't know. His music means so much to me. You know, you know, I had a fan moment, and I kind of freaked out. So, but yeah, James Taylor. I would love to just do anything with James Taylor musically. Be amazing. And but yeah, I've never met him either. But yeah, probably Stevie Wonder and James Taylor are my two.
On the next CD, perhaps.
Yeah. That would be incredible.
James and Stevie, if you're listening or watching this, please get in contact with Jonny.
They're both big fans of the show, I know. So watch it.
Perhaps this, if you look back, you have a very interesting life. You're on the road all the time. Are there some moments, good moments, where you say that's still a memory that pop up sometimes and say, oh, it was great that I was allowed to be there? Like the moment with Stevie Wonder. Was there something else?
Too many to count. I've been able to do...
One or two we're happy with.
I've got a list. No, yeah. I've had a lot of really great memories. We got to go on tour with the Rolling Stones and Aerosmith and Sting and tons of other great bands, and kind of get to know them over the years. And so there's a lot of ties for first place, you know, with in the memory department. But I think, yeah, getting to play with the Rolling Stones on stage, that was pretty amazing. That was pretty amazing. And they were very, very nice to me, so it made it even more special.
I hope my questions are not too complicated, but if I got it right, you fell in love with the Telecaster. Yeah. What is it that's so fascinating about this instrument, about this guitar? What is it that you say, oh, I love that, that's my guitar? What is it that fascinates you?
Well, I started playing a Strat. My dad got me one for my birthday years ago, but then I heard Albert Collins.
Yeah.
And instantly he became my favorite guitar player. And I was like, well, I got to get a Telecaster now because he plays one. And so Albert Collins really the reason that I started playing Telecaster. Him and another Tele player, Tab Benoit. I don't know if you're familiar with Tab Benoit, but yeah, those two guys are the reason I play a Tele. Pretty much.
In my memory, I think Rob Buchanan played one as well.
What's that?
Rob Buchanan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, played one as well. And it has very thick strings, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got ever problems with bleeding fingers?
Yes, in fact. I'm still cut up from the last show. Not here. I mean, you know, you get calluses and stuff after a while, but yeah, over the years I've gotten a little bit heavier strings because you know, it's gotten a little bit stronger, I guess, But yeah, I don't think the strings are as heavy as like, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan or some of those guys. They played huge strings. So
Yeah, with little hands.
yeah,
Small hands. Yeah. Sound, Telecaster sound, and is there a sound that you really love that makes you shiver in a good way? Whether it's your guitar, whether it's one of your children, is there something where you say, "Wow, it gives me goose pimples"?
yeah. The sound of your kid's voice. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that if you didn't say it. Yeah, hearing their voice on the phone, that usually does that to me. But for music, I just like music in general. I think there's a lot of music and a lot of times during the course of listening to any given song where I get those feelings. Music just kind of unlocks that.
Yeah. What are you listening to right now? If you've got the time to listen to music, what are you listening to right now?
Man, well, on the bus, we listen to just about everything. We go around and, you know, to plug in our iPods and, and everybody's got a lot of different music. So, I mean, just about everything. We listen to a lot of stuff. Classical music, you know, American roots music.
What is the music you would love to listen to, or you love to listen to still, if you've got the time? I think at home when you're with your family, and in the evening, what are you listening to?
Lately, I've been listening to a lot of George Jones, like older George Jones. He's one of my favorite singers, but I usually, if it's just me, I'm driving in my car or whatever, it's James Taylor, or Stevie Wonder, or usually those are the ones that inspire me the most still. So.
The far I know the music of James Taylor is quite different from what you do. I've seen fire, seen rain. It just comes to my mind. It's quite different.
Yeah. I really couldn't even tell you what it is about his music that connects with me. It's probably a lot of things, but yeah, it is very different from our what we do. Yeah.
We slowly come to an end. I think 20 minutes we have. They are almost gone. And no, I don't want to ask this question. No, I have to.
It's okay. You can ask whatever you want. It's okay.
Okay, your fault. Your favorite dish? What do you love to eat?
Oh, you can't ask that. No, I'm just kidding. I love sushi. I like Japanese food. That's probably my favorite thing. Thai food and Japanese food. Yeah.
Sorry.
And schnitzel.
And schnitzel. Okay, you had to say this.
Yes, I do.
We're on Berlin. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and looking forward to listen to you tonight.
You,
and
man.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much. Good to meet you.